If you've been feeling like you're being pulled in 100 different directions lately, this episode is going to help you slow down and refocus on what really drives your leadership. The conversations that connect, align, and center you each week. So grab your notebook, grab some coffee, or maybe even a little piece of morning chocolate. Yes, I can eat chocolate for breakfast, but I can also eat popcorn for breakfast. And my son laughed at me about that the other day. But I digress. Today, I'm diving into 3 conversations that every leader should have every week. Let's get into it.
Hi, friend. Are you ready to move into a leadership position? Do you have interests and ambitions that you want to pursue, but feel like you don't know how to take that next step? Maybe you want to start your own coaching or consulting agency. I'm Mel, and I help educators define their career path through correct mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for your career transition. I will show you how to level up your leadership skills, share your expertise in a new way, create impact on a larger scale, and put your leadership in motion. As an educator for over 20 years, I started to feel underused and like I had more to give. I knew when the time had come for me to leave the classroom and affect change on a larger level. Now, I'm ready to help you determine where your talents and skills mesh with your passions and interests. Put your leadership in motion and move into that next phase of your educational career journey. Let me help you define your career path by having the right mindset, knowing your options, and getting prepared for that next leadership position. So power up and put your leadership in motion.
Hello there, my empowered leaders. I hope you have had a fabulous week and are ready to hit the weekend running and enjoy a little bit of just some rest and relaxation and a little recharging time. You know, great leadership isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the right conversations. Every week, your words shape culture. Your tone sets the emotional temperature. And your presence tells your people whether they're seen, valued, and supported. Today, I want to walk you through 3 conversations that every leader should have every single week. One with your teachers, one with your leadership team, and one with yourself. These aren't long, drawn-out meetings or formal check-ins. They're intentional, focused touch points that keep you connected, grounded, and growing. So for conversation number 1, the one with your teachers, we're going to call it the connection conversation. This one is where you connect with your teachers on a deeper level and not just in passing. We tend to pass people in the hallway or step into classrooms and say, "How are you?" or "How's it going?" But do we really mean it, or do we really want to hear what they have to say? When you say, "How's it going for you this week?" that's a simple question, but it's powerful when you actually stop and listen to what they actually have to say. It's not a conversation about walkthroughs or data. It's about checking in on the human side of teaching. Ask your teachers, what's working well this week? What's been tough? Where do you need support? What are you celebrating in your classroom? When you lead with curiosity, you're going to build that psychological safety net for them. You send the message, "I see you, I value you, and I'm here for you." Here's a power tip. Pick 3 to 5 teachers each week to connect with. Then rotate through your staff over time. Having a quick 5-minute conversation in the hallway or before school or after school can completely shift the tone of your building. Conversation number 2 is with your leadership team. And it's the alignment conversation. And this conversation is going to be about clarity and calibration with your team. You're not just managing people, you're aligning a team toward a shared mission. Every week, carve out some time and ask, what are we focused on this week that moves our goals forward? What are the barriers that are getting in our way? Who needs what from whom? And where do we need to communicate more clearly to staff or parents? I've started having a daily check-in with my leadership team. So every morning at 8:15, after we get all kids in the building and everybody's kind of settled in, we huddle up in the admin building and we do celebrations, we do prayer requests, we pray, and then we talk about our 3 big rocks for the day, the things that are non-negotiables that we absolutely have to get finished today. And then we make sure that someone is not dependent on us to be able to get their things done. Because if they are and they're waiting on us for something, then we need to prioritize that item so everybody can be moving forward and nobody is waiting and things don't get behind and deadlines aren't missed. The goal is to make sure that everyone leaves the meeting knowing their priorities, taking ownership over their items and their day, and then how to fit their pieces into the bigger picture. The Advantage by Patrick Lencioni is a great read for leaders who want to build that cohesive and really aligned team. It was one of the books that was referenced a lot during the workshop that I just attended a couple of weeks ago. I'm currently reading The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, but The Advantage is next on my list. And the last conversation is the one that you have with yourself, that reflection conversation. This one might be the most important and the one most leaders skip. You can't pour from an empty cup. And you can't lead others well if you haven't checked in with yourself. Every week, take 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a Friday morning or Sunday night before the new work week or Monday morning as you're getting yourself ready for the week, and ask yourself, what energized me this week or last week, depending on when you do this reflection? What drained me? Where did I lead well? Where did I lead from stress or fear? And what's one thing that I need to realign with purpose for next week or this week, depending on when you do this? It's not about perfection. It's about presence. It's about staying aware of your mindset, your motivation, and your mission. Here's a power tip. Keep a leadership journal. Write down what you notice. Over time, you're going to start seeing some patterns. When you lead best, what throws you off, and what you've grown through. Yesterday, I did not lead well because I was pulled in so many different directions. I even missed a meeting that was on my calendar because I had so many things, bam, 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 and I didn't have any room for a couple of minutes of downtime to make sure I was on the right track and making sure that I wasn't missing things. And I ended up missing something. I felt really bad that I missed the meeting. It was a Zoom meeting and it was with our tech people, and I just had to apologize. But today, I led very well. I made everybody get set this morning, get their big rocks in place, and made sure that my principal knew what I needed from him so I could do my job. We made sure that everybody was on the right track and that they had intentionality in their day. And I got so much done today. It was great. And I didn't feel stressed or overwhelmed or like I didn't have any breathing room. So when you have other people adding things to your calendar, which is what happens to me, I have other people adding things to my calendar, make sure that they understand that you need a little bit of buffer time in there, not to schedule things back to back to back, because then you get off track And you don't even have time to get a drink or use the restroom or anything, or just take a breath and get refocused for the next thing. All right, guys, let's recap. Have all 3 conversations this week. Connect with at least 3 teachers for teacher conversations. Align with your leadership team around one clear focus, and then reflect with yourself, even if it's just 1 page in your journal. Leadership isn't built in meetings. It's built in moments of connection, clarity, and reflection. You don't need a fancy title or an official agenda. You just need consistency and intentionality. When you do these 3 things every week, you're not just managing a school, you're creating a culture.